And so I took that down to the BBC team, and Martin introduced me, and I played the idea, and they just looked at each other and went, "I think you've done it. That's it.
Wow.
That's the one. That's absolutely perfect. Don't change it." And it's like an incredible moment. That was the start of it, really. And so from that basic sort of idea of the pips and the beats per second and the bass line, those are the core elements that I've used for the last 22 years. In all the other versions that I've done, the pips are always the thing that give it that identity.
Yeah. And of course there are variations of the theme as well, because you've got the headlines and the main titles, and of course the countdown as well.
Yeah, that's right. So you got the headlines like that. So and that's on a sort of running loop, which I think is 4 minutes worth, and you can trigger it any time you like. So when you finish the headline, you can trigger it again. And even though the breaks aren't that musical, not in time, it gives it a sense of urgency and sort of drama, which is great because it's quite random. So, and there's little tags that go on the end of that. So they do a headline, talk like this over the headline, and then there'd be a tag on the end. So there's lots of little elements. And so, we put that idea together, and then we were putting the tracks down for the news channel, which used to be News 24. And then at the end of the afternoon, they said, we need this one more thing. We just need this minute countdown that we're going to use at the top of the hour, which we use as a sort of device to get us back to zero again. So if they're underrunning, they can play a minute's worth, and if they're overrunning, they can play 5 seconds or whatever. So it's a thing to always get back to the top of the hour, So they got some graphics to go with it, and they said it's just going to be like a clock counting down to zero. Can you do a piece of music that's a build-up, to getting to zero that we can fade in at any time? So I thought, okay, all right. And I thought, okay, go. You go off and have a cup of tea, and I'll see what I can come up with. And so I just literally put a groove down like this on a loop of the sort of electronic samples going on, and then built up a series of chords that take you right up to the top of the hour, but everything works under that one single note with the pip. So the pip stays the same, but the chords build up underneath it, which is always a really nice